He is going to be buried in his football uniform.
God damn it. You cannot cast a better person
that guy
than him to be him.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Guys, we are all in on Faherty's well-crafted clothes and laid-back vibes. And if you're new to the brand, you'll have to check out their Movement collection. It's my favorite. Faherty is a family-built, values-driven brand that crafts clothes for life's greatest moments, whether that's an all-day surf session, a road trip with your family, stand-up on stage, or a bonfire on the beach, Jay.
Yes, for our listeners of this show, Faherty brand is offering 20% off your first order when you enter the promo code 20DPT at checkout. That's 20DPT at checkout. Go to fahertybrand.com/DPT and check them out. They're the best. Question. Do you guys have little ones in your family and a million cute photos of them in your phone?
Yep.
Or maybe your mom is about to become a grandma and is excited to welcome her first grandchild.
Yeah. Wouldn't you love to be able to share every little moment when it happens? You can with Skylight Frame.
The best.
Yeah, they're the absolute best. As a special limited time offer for our listeners, you can get 15% off your purchase of a Skylight Frame when you go to skylightframe.com/DPT.
That's SKYLIGHTFRAME.com/DPT. Guess what? Mother's Day is coming up right around the corner.
This is the best.
Order today. Get 15% off your purchase. Skylightframe.com/DPT. Hey, Townies. Welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you.
Population Nunez.
Oscar de la Nunez. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, dude, I'm so happy you're here. You've done this show before.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you
did.
did.
Yes, you did.
Pre-COVID in Hollywood. This is a different location.
Yeah, it's a different location, but you did it.
Baby.
It's not the same show.
It is.
Exact same show. The show's been around for a while. I also remember...
It metamorphosized, just let me say that.
It metastasized.
Thank you. Because the other show, but it's still benign. The other show...
Thank you.
But the other show was sports-orientated. Am I wrong?
You might have done that.
You might have done our podcast, View from the Cheap Seats, but either way.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Either way,
We also improvised
Randy,
in a young storyteller show.
Don't storm off, Randy.
In a young storyteller show, we did an improvised scene, which Randy and I haven't improvised a lot, but I walked out, did not know what I was going to do, and I just started whistling, and you jumped in with me, and it was my favorite thing.
Oh,
ever.
right on, man.
I was like, man. And you popped in, and you're like,
Yeah.
and it became like a whole whistling combo that was
Jazz
so
whistlers?
much fun.
Yeah.
We were just like at a playground telling
Then
kids
Andrew
what to do.
Bird came out and played a song. He did.
Ooh.
Just whistled.
He's a generous improviser.
I love that
is what I'm trying to
Oscar
say.
is here, and here's the deal, man. The world's getting dumber as we speak. Just
Oh, yeah.
literally, in the time
Well,
it took
so-
for you to drink that, it got dumber.
No, I had a theory about this. I know we keep saying the world's getting dumber. Obviously, the world has gotten much smarter since like the 1500s.
Oh, yeah.
We've gotten smarter, but I feel like we've crested in the same way that like our children will not make as much money as us, and we won't make as much money as the generation right before. It's all kind of like cresting, and now it's like good to be dumb. Like you want to be loud about how dumb you are.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's not there's more dumb people. They have more access to let themselves be known and heard.
Yes.
Well,
and accepted.
Yeah,
for their
so
dumbness.
everyone's yelling.
and
Is it
defiant.
really a worse spot to be in? Just Jay and I saw this and with Dan and Neil Brennan on a show. We looked at a picture of a guy, his mug shot.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Neil commented and said, this guy's baseline
is happier than I'll ever be.
Yeah, he looked like a Fraggle Rock character.
He looked so happy. He was happy in his dumbness. Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss.
So let's jump into a story, shall
Ready?
we? And then
Let's do
we'll
it.
sort
Sent
of
in by Carlene McDermott at Sheevy Carlene.
One of our favorite people to send things in.
Hi, Carlene.
Hey, Carlene. If you want to be like Carlene and you're new or you just haven't caught it yet, don't forget Twitter, Twix, X,
Twix.
whatever.
Twix.
At Dumb People Town, at Sklar Brothers, at Daniel Van Kirk. Hashtag Dumb People Town. Send in a dumb story that you see in your life.
And
just
by the
like
way,
Carlene
there
did.
was a great Twitter discussion of people, because we sometimes in the last few episodes, new people send in, people who have never sent in.
Right.
And we
Chicago
basically
History
timestamp them. Amazing. And people were very excited when they heard their names on the podcast. And
Shout
so
out
I
CHP.
love that.
That's part of it.
Part of it.
And if at the end of that, if you put / Oscar, capital OSCAR, nothing will happen.
Now you're trying
and it
to
might
horn
even
in.
damage. It might
Now
even
you're trying
damage
to
the
horn
message.
in.
So don't do that. Do not do that.
Don't
Horn in.
/ Oscar it.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Enforcer of good driving, that's in quotes, rammed cars on driveway.
This is how much
I'm-
definitely a he.
But I will say I have fantasized about having a car that I don't care what happens to it.
You
And
could just
if you want to
ram.
keep going into this lane,
ahead.
Let's dance.
Let's go.
A motorist who believed he was an enforcer of good driving rammed cars on a motorway while high on drugs, a court heard. Ready for this name? Gavin Bathurst Shaw Bining.
That to me all sounds like a process of how to
Gavin Bathurst
prepare a
Shaw
turkey.
Binning? B-I-N-N-I-N-G. Binning.
You bind it.
Bining.
Have you bind the turkey?
Well, he sounds like a free citizen, like
Yes.
one of those people who
Yeah.
comes in and goes, "I don't believe in this court."
Yes.
Right. I live off the grid.
Your rules don't apply
His
to
initials
me.
also sound like a chemical company. GBSB.
GBSB.
Gavin Bathurst Shaw Binning.
Nomad land.
Bining.
Nomad land.
Was driving like an, quote, absolute lunatic.
Sure.
When he erratically, that's in quotes too, crashed into cars on the M3 in Hampshire after taking a cocktail of alcohol, cocaine, and cannabis. If that is an actual cocktail you
By the
can
way,
order.
Come on.
Alcohol, cocaine, and okay, the alcohol is going to put you up here.
Well,
The
no,
cocaine-
unless it's a tequila, all
it'll put you
alcohol is a
down here.
downer.
The cocaine will put you up here, but the weed's going to take.
I
he's
agree.
Like normal at
if
this
the
point.
proportions are correct, he's normal. He's
Right.
perfectly
I'm
normal.
looking over at your nephew who's a cop, and I'm like, it's normal, right?
Right.
He's like, yeah. He's
But-
like, yeah, that'll
But
put
what
you back
did you say? Hampshire? Is this in England?
England. I'm
Yeah,
the
yeah.
M3.
This comes from UK News.
I love it.
Yahoo.
It's a zero-sum game.
It's a
Am I right? It is.
On the M3 in Hampshire. Cocktail of alcohol, cocaine, and cannabis. The ACC.
The ACC.
For up to 30 miles, the driver of a BMW 125 deliberately
Like, put that in there. Make sure.
Make sure you put in the.
deliberately targeted what he claimed were bad motorists by shunting, I imagine that's hitting, ramming, their vehicles, and even tried to rip the wing mirror off one car.
So
Was his bare hands, or was he trying to fucking...
this is the thing.
Have you ever seen someone try to make a citizen's arrest?
I mean,
I'm making.
I've been close to it.
Are you making a citizen's arrest on this guy?
No,
If
but
you
I
see
mean,
him,
he feels like he's doing that to other people.
I have the authority.
yeah.
Well, what if you just took it one? I mean, how many times on the road have you ever said, "What the hell is this person doing?"
All
and you
the
just
time.
take it to the farthest thing of
Right.
like, I'm going to show them.
So I'm teaching
Enough.
my
There
15-year-old how to drive right now.
I
Go.
don't know if this is a problem. We don't know how hard he's hitting these cars. Oh, he's gently nudging.
Is he
A
just
gentle nudge.
a
That might
sort
be
of a
okay.
just a little.
Just gave you a little tap, didn't
A
I?
little
He's
tip.
English.
Just a little tap, didn't
little
I?
tap. That's okay.
Little tip.
No
Little
harm, no
tap.
foul.
Nudge you a little bit, didn't I?
Yes, yeah.
In it.
For 30 miles.
So
There,
this,
yeah, just
30 miles a
couple
tip
taps.
tapping.
Just
Tip
tap tapping. Just gentle tapping.
I am teaching my 15-year-old how to drive, and the phrase that comes out of my mouth more often than not every time when I'm in my car is, "Look at this asshole.
Look at this idiot.
So look at this idiot. Look at this dummy." All the time, because I'm like, he's too far up that guy's ass. He's going all over the lane.
Yeah.
He no blinker, and he made a left turn.
And you're from a generation where we say those things.
Right, and so I'm saying to my son, in some not uncertain terms, don't be like that.
So
if I saw this guy bumping cars for 30 miles, I'd be like, stay back.
Are you teaching like the modern way to drive? Like, now look, if it's an important text, you want to catch this red light.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're going to get to respond.
Right.
you want to tap
never
this guy
thought of
over here.
that.
That's so true, Dan. That's
You don't
so
want to breeze through this because now you're going to make the light and you need to respond to a text.
Here's my and we all know we're in the business, we're doing it.
Sure.
The folks don't know, but before this we were in the lobby and the old Brennan we were having like a meeting. It was crazy. But if you're driving and you're having a meeting, what's the priority? Are you concentrating more on your meeting and the driving, or driving and the meeting?
Driving in the meeting.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
your
that's good.
life.
That's safe.
Yeah, it's your life
Yeah, I
with
mean,
the car.
yeah.
The meeting
Okay.
is secondary.
It's secondary. So you
Now,
put
are you on Zoom on the driving? Because that's tough.
a conference Zoom.
Conference Zoom.
Zoom.
Did you turn your camera off or your camera's on?
No, camera's on because it's an
Camera's
important
on.
meeting. It's
So
an
it's-
important
hold on.
It's
Is it
shooting
just-
up your
is
nose.
Is it just one of my reps, all of my reps, or all my reps and two of the executives on the call? Because if it's the whole team, then this is a good call. This call is way more important in my life.
Pull the
If
car
it's
over,
one
right?
if it's one of my reps, it's probably bad news.
Pull
I
the
don't
car
care.
over. Pull the car
Pull the
over
car
if it's
over.
everybody.
If you can
Yeah,
do
you're
that.
right.
Park.
If it's everybody,
Park.
if they go, Randy, I have, and then they list 6 people. Pull the car over. That's a good call.
That's safety. That's safety first.
And that might be what this guy was trying to do, but there were cars in the way. He was trying to pull over for the big meeting.
To do the right thing. He was trying to do the right thing.
Yeah,
Tap,
guys,
tap, tap.
Of course, he says he's an enforcer of good.
He is an
driving.
enforcer of good driving. Look, that terminology is also a problem. If you're a purveyor of good,
He drove for 30 miles.
enforcer of good is
bumping
too
cars,
violent.
guys.
It's too violent.
Someone tattled on him, right? Someone was following him for 30 miles. And
If he hits
After his spree of destruction, Bathurst Shaw Bining stepped out of his car and punched his fist in the air in a, quote, triumphant victory. I think he told anybody who was paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in a
You
video.
see what I just fucking did? 30 miles I cleaned this road up.
And then he made it to his location. They put him on a float and they had a parade for him.
That's right.
That's where he was going.
He's like,
They gave him a medal for driving.
the key to the city.
He described his reckless ride to police as a, quote, once-in-a-lifetime moment.
Yeah. He finally gets
went
to
Kelly
do the
Clarkson
thing.
on
He
this.
finally gets to do the thing. He bought a bunch of Wayfair
There you go.
This is not
furniture.
good.
Just what
He
you
finally
need. No free
gets
ads.
to do the thing that he said he was going to do. I'm going to go out and also, like, if you're the cops. Okay, this is like, I'm going to bring up this woman.
I kind of
who's-
feel like he did the
this
cocaine
woman who's,
last.
Well,
right?
this woman is really nice in my neighborhood who cleans up around everybody's houses and stuff, which I think is like so nice because it keeps the neighborhood looking
clean up
clean.
litter.
I think it's nice, but
Until she starts doing it in front of your house.
on some level, it's like, does she think I'm not cleaning up enough? So do the cops say, we don't need you to do
You be the
this?
cop. Ready?
Hello. You need to pull over.
But you're the cop?
Wait, am I the cop?
Are you giving me a medal?
No, no, we're not giving you a medal.
Please turn on your body camera.
Wait, have you ever said, do you enjoy doing this, or do you wish I got to this before you?
Right.
Is that a fair
so-
question to ask her?
No. I mean, I am nice to the person, but I mean,
Sure, of course.
But so much of what Larry David, what makes him great to people is that gray area.
jackets.
He does the thing that we all wish we could do. He sends back the food that we never send back. He tells the people at the table next to him, "Hey, shut up! You're too loud. Your phone conversation is too loud."
And it's funny, like 70% of the time, he's trying to be helpful.
He's trying to be helpful.
trying
So
to help.
maybe this guy is British Larry David. He thinks he's in Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he's trying to curb some of
literally
these cars.
Yeah. 30 miles he did that for.
Jeez.
Gets out, triumphant victory, air punch.
But then what happened?
Tells the cops, you see that once-in-a-lifetime moment I just had?
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime.
The incident, which caused tailbacks of up to 6 miles, started near Junction 2, Junction 2
Oh, my God.
of the motorway, and reached speeds of up to how many miles per hour?
How many
fast?
kilometers? 90?
they
No, I
did
got
in
it in miles. How many do you think he was?
no.
How fast do you think he was going running into cars?
85.
85 from Randy Sklar.
70.
70 from
I
Jason.
mean, I don't want it to be in the hundreds. That's just crazy. It's so dangerous.
But say it if you're feeling it.
110.
He's in a BMW.
he was going 130 miles.
Oh, my God! Come on.
130. He's out here fucking. If you ain't rubbing, you ain't racing.
All right, I'm not defending him. He's a maniac.
That
He's
is
not,
Yes.
he's not gently nudging. He's out of his mind.
I will say, I was driving out to the desert, and
That's
there was a
definitely
moment
the
where I looked
cocaine.
down at my thing, and I'm like, I'm going 95?
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was going 95.
Do you think at some point the cops are following me?
I
Like,
have 4.
let him cook.
Let him
He's
cook.
cleaning these roads up.
He's doing the things we wish we could do.
So we,
he is an
obviously
enforcer.
we don't hit our kids, no way. But there's a moment when if one of your kids is being a dick, you can look at the other one and be like, do it.
Give
Give him a little smack, and I won't punish you for it.
I'll look the
Just
other
to-
way.
to-
Take him in the other room.
You mentioned something. I had a BMW for a year, I think. The only car I ever leased for a year. And at the beginning when I first bought it, I'd be driving. And I'd just be driving. And I'd look down and I'd be going 100. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
shit,
so
shit,
that's
shit,
true.
shit. And you got to slow down. You don't feel
a
it.
good work.
Teslas are
a
like
good.
that, too.
This is what he's saying. A good workman always blames his tools. I got it. I got you.
It
I
is
got you.
very true, though. You don't. You have a Tesla. You don't ever be like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, there are
I'm going
moments where I'm
88.
like, I cannot believe how fast I'm going.
Oh, that car's so fast.
So I
It's
drove
ridiculously fast.
So we were out in Palm Springs for spring break, humble brag, and
I'd be humble, dude.
But I came back because we had a show at Largo. So like I had a show at Largo on that Monday night, and I'm like, I'm not staying over. I'm driving back out to the desert after the show's over. So I drove back in the afternoon, and I drove back to drive back to the desert from LA on a Monday night at like 10:45 at night.
yeah.
There is nobody on the road. You are
Nobody.
just
You can open it up.
flying, and there were definite moments where I'm like, oh my God, I'm over 100.
Yeah,
I was like,
of
I'm
course.
over 100.
Easily.
I'm not even,
Easily.
But
And I'm
130,
not pushing it.
130, you got to push it.
Because we
you
grew
don't
up,
accidentally get to
but we grew
130.
up with cars where you got above 70 and the wheel started to shake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
You don't feel it.
Dude,
Nothing.
you barely touch it.
but these people did because he's doing 130 and hitting people,
Yeah. And
shunting them.
Shunting them.
So if he would have they spoke to him. They
Yeah.
spoke
Well, I mean, when he was getting
I
arrested,
mean,
he
it's
told the
British
cops.
cops.
It's
so
British cops because we have a cop here.
I know.
I bought, for the people who don't know, my nephew's in the audience.
Yes.
He
He's
is
a
in the-
sergeant. He happens to be in the traffic division. Yeah. Now, how many bullets would you put in that man?
Just in his back.
was here
As
in
he's walking
America.
away from you, how many
would
bullets
that
in his
work?
He's
back?
laughing uncomfortably.
The cocaine
took
Dude,
it
I
over.
said
That's-
130
So
is
he's
the
sympathetic. He's being sympathetic.
but he's right. 130
Says he-
tells you how much cocaine he had.
he wouldn't-
in the cocktail.
the cocktail
Way more
was
cocaine
One
than pot.
drink, a few puffs off the joint, but like a pound of cocaine.
My
Lines.
favorite, one of the things that cops do is the rhetorical question that everyone knows the answer to. They woke up going pretty fast, right?
Well,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You're doing 130, running people off the fucking road.
I don't know.
You in a hurry, bud?
You in a hurry.
Looks like
you in a hurry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like we're in a
you
hurry
in a
here.
hurry. That's so good. That's the children's version of this story. You in a hurry.
You in a hurry.
bud?
Okay. You in a hurry. Doing 130. Jane Terry, who's prosecuting, told the Winchester County Court
What are they going to do with him?
that before the episode of driving, Bathurst Shaw Binning, Gavin, was at a friend's house when he decided he wanted to go out to buy cigarettes.
Okay.
Possibly
And
the
then
best.
never come back.
Exactly.
And then never come back.
That's what he did, guys. That's what he did
He
to
went out and
camera
never
when
came
he
back.
never came back.
Right.
Before getting into the car, he had been drinking beer as well as taking cocaine and vaping cannabis. At about, you guys want to guess what time of day this happened?
Sure. 11
Take a shot
a.m.
just for fun.
11
Real quick
a.m.
one.
What do
11?
you say?
10:30 a.m.
Okay.
5 p.m.
5:15 p.m.
Wow.
Oh,
there you
Jesus
go.
God.
Rush hour.
Well, that's
Great
why
time.
cars. So he's
Great time to be going 130.
A woman was driving a Tesla towards the M3 with her children when she saw Bathurst Shaw Binning. Prosecutor Terry told the court she felt an impact at the rear side of her car. She described
no.
seeing the silver BMW behind her and repeatedly, deliberately was ramming the rear of her vehicle.
Oh my God.
Yes, she's got kids in the car.
But he needed to get to the highway so he could.
He needed her to stop driving so low in the left lane.
She was driving terribly.
One witness later, the mother pulled onto the hard shoulder, and the BMW quote got away. He didn't get away; he was gone.
He didn't get away. He was full of whatever she was full of tea and crumpets, and that's not going to cut it.
No.
She's got to move.
No.
So here's my
match
question.
You brought
cocaine energy.
chamomile to a coke fight.
You don't bring chamomile to a coke fight. But the truth is, like, he hit so many cars, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's going to get paid. Nobody's going to get, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he's done so much damage that, like,
They get to
everybody.
tell everybody, what do you want us to do? If it was one person, we got to make it right. If it's a whole bunch, they get to go, what do you want us to
Now
do?
he also
driving a
is he
BMW.
Exactly. So
He's an enforcer of good driving.
What's
What'd you
his
say,
deal?
Jay?
Is he a CEO? Does he?
Well,
how deep are his
Oscar,
pockets?
if it's leased, does that change your a leased BMW? Does that change your
3 Series? I mean, what are we talking
It's a
about?
125.
3 Series is
Yes.
not that expensive. of a
It's
car.
not. It's not that
It's
expensive.
really attainable.
I think that's what I had.
She
Yeah, I had that.
described seeing it hit her repeatedly. The mother pulled to the shoulder. The shoulder. The BMW got away after hitting her up to 8 times.
Oh, my
Bump,
God.
Bump, 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 bump. One witness later saw him tailgating cars, swerving between lanes, and undertaking other vehicles.
Yeah.
Bathurst Shaw Binning, Gavin, crashed into how many cars before he was arrested?
So again, I think this is why if you crash in your car, you got to pay for it because you're not going to get it from him. I think 27 cars.
27?
It's like a Katherine Heigl movie.
They said 30, didn't they? Give,
No.
Oh, they
that
didn't
was how many miles he did this
Oh,
for.
we went for 30 miles.
30 miles. I think 27 cars.
10?
Wait, weren't you in that romantic comedy with Sandy Bullock
Yeah.
and Ryan Reynolds?
Gravity?
No, the one where they're out on an island.
Gravity was one of my favorite.
What does that have to do with this?
He said Katherine Heigl 27
Yeah.
dresses, and I wanted
You went down
to
a
be in
rom-com
both.
lane and you're
I
like-
wanted you to be in both, but you were
Oh,
like the
thank you.
wedding. Didn't you like preside over the wedding?
Yeah, no, it's a good rom-com.
You were very
from
funny.
1,000 years ago.
Okay. There you go.
I'm
Shows how
gonna-
long you've worked.
I'm
The
gonna
proposal.
The proposal.
27, 10,
18.
18.
Ian?
Ian?
How many cars did
Top
he
of the
hit?
room?
Seven cars from
Okay.
Ian.
One of you is only 1 year off. So you all get to
Only
go
one
up or
car-
down a year.
one car off.
That's what I
17.
meant to say. Yeah, one
17.
car.
11.
17. 11.
What did I say? 27? I'll
Yeah.
say 26.
26.
8.
The answer is 9.
Wow.
You got away from a year, and you got within a
Closer.
year.
Oh,
You got
Yeah.
closer. So
Yeah.
10, you should have come down.
Yeah, should've.
Still,
you did the best you could.
9
You went in the
cars.
right direction.
That's an enormous
9
amount.
is a lot of
Especially
cars.
since
But
he-
also, if you're him, he goes 9 cars, 30 miles. I think I really only went after the people who deserved it. I wouldn't just willy nilly over
Hey, man.
30 miles.
I could have hit 50.
Could have easily hit 50 at 5:15 p.m.
I was being very selective.
So dangerous. That remind that
1:30.
You know what I flashed on when he was saying that with Nail and I.
With Nail and I.
With Nail and I, the movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember
yes.
when they went on holiday by mistake? Then they're rushing back, and he's drunk, and he's driving down the
Yes.
boom, boom, boom,
freeway.
boom, boom.
Yes.
And the
yes.
cops pull him over. Get in the back of the van.
Get in the back of the van. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Motorists also watched him get out of the BMW near the Winchester
So maybe that
services
was this guy.
on the southbound carriage of the M3 and saw him celebrating.
Yeah.
Witness Abby Baker watched him jumping up and down and shouting, "Yeah!" while looking at the aftermath of the damage he had caused.
I would cast Richard E. Grant.
That's
Abby Baker
Yes.
saw Gavin Bathurst Shaw-Bining, then proceed to climb into her vehicle and say, "We need to go see Charlie." That Charlie must be code for cocaine.
Yeah.
She described him as being
Or King Charles.
That's
King
fair
Charles.
enough.
King Charles.
Incoherent and off his face is what she said. Following his arrest, Gavin
Off his face.
told officers he enjoyed the experience and wished he had done it years ago. That's a
agree.
quote. Wish I had done this years ago.
cathartic.
Life is short.
Yeah.
He told them it was a once-in-a-lifetime moment after years of bad driving of other people through tailgating, lane hogging, and driving slow.
So the cocaine just got him to his truth.
Yeah,
Gavin-
he vented.
Right.
He got to
he
get out
his
what's been
truest
bugging him
moment.
for decades.
He keeps going. Gavin says, "I want to open up everyone else to keep the outside lane clear." So he was
Trying to get everybody.
in that far left lane. Get the hell out.
Let me go. Let me go.
I'm God's
He thinks
street
it's the
sweeper.
Autobahn.
Yeah.
He
Right.
wants.
Yes.
He wants it to be.
I mean, the Autobahn. Are there a ton of crashes on the Autobahn?
I don't
I
know.
think there's
if
less
this
than
is-
people think, but I think the ones that happen tend to be fatal.
They're all.
bad.
That's right. They're all fatalities.
Yes. It's like what that happened during COVID here in LA. That like there were so few cars, people drove so much more fast, didn't have as many accidents, but the one
they
they
were
had
all fatal.
very
Right.
bad.
Right. Yep.
That prosecutor Terry said he was targeting those whose standard of driving did not meet his expectation of driving.
Yeah.
He sees himself as some kind of enforcer of good driving and only targeted those.
This could
who
be a
considered-
Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, this is or like Unbreakable or his version of Dexter.
But why? If this was here, it's like this maniac's driving,
Yes.
arrest him, throw him in jail. It's England. Like, why? But why did you? And what were you at? Why do we know so much about?
in a monologue?
Why do we know so much about his thought process?
know.
Was he?
We don't need
was-
fair.
because
Did he
it's
go on
British.
talk shows?
Yes. He went on
Jesus.
Jonathan Ross.
Bathurst, who appeared
Who
on
cares what he thinks?
Good Morning Britain. I'm joking.
Good morning, Britain. Good morning, Britain.
Probably.
And
right?
he's here with us now. Come on out.
Right.
Good morning, Manchester.
Yeah. He admitted to 1 count of dangerous driving and 4 counts of causing criminal damage by driving recklessly. To which I go,
Yeah.
4 other cars
There
are
were
involved.
5 other cars. 9 cars, bro.
Well, he got 1 of dangerous and 4 of yeah. I was just
Yeah.
going. But you're
The
right.
judge is like 3 deserved it.
Yes.
And then the rest.
They were assholes.
Apologizing through his lawyer, he said, quote, "I don't know what happened to me that day, and I don't know why I was so stupid that my remorse did not appear when I was interviewed."
Sure.
So he's also like, "I don't know what I did, and I also don't know why I was that fucking
I shouldn't have been
fool
doing
about it."
interviews.
I'll be sorry later. But right now, let me tell
Here's
you.
the rule. Don't do interviews after you've done a mound of cocaine. I was the bell end.
Hip hip hurrah! Hip hip hurrah!
GBSB, right? Yes. Of Ingham, Surrey,
Sure.
has been disqualified from driving for 10 years.
Okay.
And he will also pay a statutory surcharge of how much money in U.S. dollars?
U.S. dollars? He's got to pay everybody's car. All 9 cars he messed up.
No.
I'm going to come to you. Okay.
I would be very happy if he's on a unicycle. Just temporarily, but get out of my way with an umbrella.
You know he's getting 5 counts. I don't think they ran him up on any drug charges because those were all, I mean, even though they're in a system, I don't know what it works. but they didn't catch
£1,000
him
per
doing
count.
it.
£1,000 per count.
What would that come out to?
5,000
5,000. So that's
That's
probably
About
about
$7,500.
$7,500. Okay. I think it's $100,000.
$100,000.
Oh, I think it's $150.
Officer?
He likes that.
100,000 pounds?
We'll share it.
$100,000. 100,000 pounds would be
75,000.
No, 100,000 pounds. I just checked this out. Would be $126,000. It's 126. That's the exchange rate.
The amount of money, and then we're going to guess his age, and I'm going to show you his photo. But I'll tell you this: after being suspended for 10 years, he will
They
pay
wrote a check to him for all the. I'm like, wait, he's getting money?
Thank
What?
you. Thank you.
How is he?
a statutory surcharge in U.S. dollars of $234.
That's it.
Yeah, that's what they do there. It's not. That's what
It's like
they
universal
do there.
health care.
Oh my!
It's wrong.
Okay, we
Crazy.
got to hear this.
It's
You didn't
a-
realize how much the show is in your wheelhouse.
If you manslaughter,
You might as well do it, right?
manslaughter in
Have
UK
fun with it.
is
I want
is an
a
afternoon.
swift-
An afternoon.
A swift apology.
No-
You murdered the whole family.
No tea.
I want to see you say I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
All right, that's good enough for
That's
me.
good
Go
enough
on
for
your
me.
way.
Go on.
Okay. How old is
this
Gavin
clown?
Bathurst Shaw
Binding.
Binning? I'm going to show you his photo.
He's
see his
wanted.
photo.
He's wanted to do this for a long time. Oh,
my
God,
God,
bless
this
him.
is- Frickin'
He's
soccer
got
thug.
his. He is going to be buried in his football uniform.
God damn it! You cannot cast a better
I mean,
person
that guy is-
than him to be him.
Yeah, he is.
He's
him.
like literally is like a character on the show Spaced by Simon.
He didn't
Pegg.
make the football team.
No,
and
but,
after
he
that,
wears a Livestrong bracelet.
oh man,
dude,
he doesn't understand why sexual harassment has gotten so detailed.
he doesn't know.
He's 42.
42.
He's
level
32.
from Randy Sklar.
32.
32.
That's a lot of gray
47.
47.
Yeah.
Officer.
48.
48.
Okay.
Gavin Bathurst Shaw
Binding.
Also, can I say very proud of us for up until this point doing his name is Gavin Bathurst Shaw Binding.
His name. And there's a little thing he's got to do.
Okay, ready?
And that
And you
sounds-
don't ask him about his driving.
But just you wait.
Just you wait.
Beep, beep. All right, ready?
He did a warning.
And I'm the damn fool that pulled him over. Gavin is 46 years old.
I was one off. Dan, I can't believe you didn't.
Well, we had another one off. We had
Jay and
two
Ian in the
one-offs. We
wheelhouse.
had two one-offs.
And then in the wheelhouse. All right, that is story number one.
Randy.
He's a young man.
He is a young
He's a
man.
young man.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out what Dan Van Kirk is doing.
How you can support him. His special is out. It's amazing, and I want you all to watch it.
And I'm sure Oscar has things you can watch and support.
We'll get into all that after the break. It's Dumb People Town with the great Oscar Nunez. We'll be right back.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, gang, welcome back to the show. Before
gang.
we get to Oscar Nunez and how you can
Oh,
support
my
him
gosh.
and see things that he's a part of, Daniel, the special Rose
out.
Gold, you're wearing the shirt. I
am.
love this
Rose
shirt
Gold
so
right
much.
here. You can get these at the
Nice
show
shirt.
until they're all sold out. You get a little
It's a
QR
cool shirt.
code so you can give the
And you're selling
album
them
to
for
somebody else.
$80 a shirt, right?
$82
Oh, okay, good.
a
Good.
shirt.
Great.
This special is special. Watch
Thanks.
it. And the way you watch it and support it is you watch it, you give it a thumbs up,
Sure.
put a nice
I'll take
comment
all
on
that
it,
stuff.
and then send the link to 5 friends of yours.
And say, have
That's
you
what we're
seen-
going to ask. Send
Yeah.
it to 5 friends and say, check this out. You won't regret it. I'm going to say this.
Also, tag your local comedy club. and
Tag your
go, "Oh,
local
get
club.
This dude here.
Yeah, say, bring this guy.
Anything works. Anything. I'll take all the love.
Where do I watch it?
YouTube.
YouTube.com/Daniel Van Kirk Comedy, or just go to DanielVanKirk.com. Rose Gold, baby.
I will say this. My wife and I we had just watched a bunch of bad reality TV.
Reality TV.
A few, in other words,
Hashtag
reality TV. And
Except for Is It Cake?
And I said, Is It Cake is
Fair,
great.
fair.
This guy was
fair.
on Is It
You were
Cake.
great, and I want to be on it. All right. So I was like, she's like, what do you want to watch? Because we're getting ready to go to bed. And I'm like, let's watch Dave Attell's special because I knew it wasn't too long.
Sure.
We were laughing
Directed
so
by
hard.
my buddy Scott Kralix.
We were dying. It was at Cobb's Comedy Club. I was laughing so hard, and she was laughing so hard. And I'm like, we got to do this more. I'm sick of watching some
Sure.
intense shit. We need to just watch comedy specials. You got one in-house right here. Do it. It's a great way to spend an hour, 50 minutes, whatever yours is.
Yeah, I think it's like 54.
54 minutes.
Rose Gold.
You will finish it. You will feel accomplished, and you will feel tired from laughter. It's the best feeling in the world.
Thanks.
So
And
do
the,
that.
the album, I don't think it's dropped quite yet, or maybe it just has, but you can also listen to it, and you can rate and review and all that stuff too. Thanks to Dominic Del Bene and Blonde Medicine for being my record label, the best people in the world.
best.
And I just really love this special. I shot it at the Lincoln Lodge, and I'm doing my own little comedy festival this July at the Lincoln Lodge. Everything's at DanielVanKirk.com, but I really just hope you check out Rose Gold.
I love it.
Thanks,
Oscar,
Congratulations, man.
Thanks,
How
man.
can
It's
people
cool.
see? What can people see you in?
How did you guys meet?
So
Oh my
Daniel,
gosh,
I mean, it's a
tales
great
all the
story.
time.
So Daniel he'd come from Second City out in Chicago and was working at UCB out here.
Okay.
And he got a job.
How many years ago?
This is like
2011.
Oh,
but we
okay.
met
You guys know-
2012.
Right. So 2012, he got a job at Earwolf and was trying to help out on podcasts. He started helping us on our podcast. And we very quickly realized that he's hilarious.
Well, they were great. I mean, these were mentions.
No,
they were just like, hey, whatever you want to do, join us for. So I pitched jokes and had ideas, and then they were like, we might start a second podcast.
You want to be a part of it, and then that overtook
worked
this
out.
podcast. So,
Perfect.
yeah, and then we've been brothers ever since.
Perfect.
Agreed.
It's very hard to get in between the two of us, as you know, as you've seen us on stage, and like not in between us, but like
A queen bed's not big to start out with.
yeah, it's right, but and Daniel has very much his energy and our energies.
Now we're in a California queen.
That's it.
He's shoehorned his way. Got
He's
himself
in. No, he didn't even have to. There was no
it makes
shoehorning.
sense.
No shoehorning.
No shoehorning. It was a perfect fit.
They were like, do
It's-
you like sandwiches, sports, and comedy? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And you
we're
will
in.
be a part of our lives.
Forever. Dude, where can people find you and see you, and what do you have coming up? What's good?
I did Instagram and then I'm like, wait, and then I'm like, I'm looking, I'm like, oh no, it wasn't Instagram, it was Instantgram.
Instantgram.
And it's a diet program, and I'm on it, and it looks like
Instagram.
Instant.
But you have to photograph all the food you eat and all the progress that you've made.
That
Instagram.
was not even worth saying.
Okay.
I am on. I got off Twitter when Zuckerberg bought it. I'm not on
understand.
anything. I'm not on Facebook.
It's Elon Musk, but fine. Anyway.
I'm on
It all
Instagram.
tracks.
It's all tracks. I'm on Instagram, but I don't post
Instantgram.
anything. So don't reach me, and
Okay,
I don't.
fine.
But it's hurting me. But I can't change.
No, but
I can't.
Change.
Also,
I can't.
Also, you get
Don't.
hired enough for work that you don't have to worry about it.
I'm like Al Pacino.
Yes,
He constantly is working.
He has kids.
He's like
that-
Ray
he has
Fiennes.
too many
He's
kids.
constantly gardening.
I'm represented by a notary public. I don't need anything else, and that's it.
Go back. If you haven't watched every episode of The American Office, he's great
Oh,
in
God,
it.
I
So
just
do that.
watched-
Wait, I've done something more recent than
So
that.
then
Of
name
course you
something.
have. I did. Jim Rash.
Yes.
Huh?
Love Jim Rash.
He wrote a movie, I think, called Miss You, Love You, with Allison Janney
I think.
and Bonnie
Wait,
Hunt.
I
I had a
think.
scene with him.
Yeah.
So I think maybe next year it'll
Bonnie
be coming
Hunt.
out.
Coming out.
He
Bonnie
wrote, he
Hunt.
wrote and directed it.
And he asked
Bonnie's
for
in
you
it?
specifically.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
She's
you
funny.
and Bonnie
How
done.
cool is-
That's
oh,
all.
I
you
love
had to
Bonnie.
say.
I would have
That-
paid to be on. And
Are you kidding?
I
I
top
love her.
5 people
I
I,
love
would
her.
probably
She's
get
so-
emotional if I was able to meet.
She's so freaking
She's
cool.
the better of
But
the
I know,
Hunts, her
I
and
know
Helen.
Those,
It is a tight race.
Nat Faxon and Jim Rash, I know them from the Groundlings.
And they're
the
from
best.
way- And they're the best. They're the best.
I love that they
Love
put
those.
you in.
Wait, so this is coming out next year?
Miss You,
yeah,
Love You?
I think so. Huh?
Miss You, Love You?
Yes, I think so, yes.
All right, keep
Look
an
for
eye
it.
out for it.
Guys,
an eye
be,
out for
be the
that.
cool person in your friend group that's already like, have you heard about this Miss
Have you
You?
heard
Yeah,
Miss
yeah,
You
like-
Love You?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm
Written by
smart.
Jim Rash, Academy Award winning
Yep.
writer Jim
Yep.
Rash.
Yeah.
They wrote
Wow.
the Descendants.
That's right.
Yes.
So good.
guys are
All right,
great.
shall I jump into this story
Yes,
right
you
here?
shall.
Okay, story number 2, sent in by Carlene McDermott at She
She
Be
Be
Carlene.
Carlene.
All right, woman suing Disney over, quote, painful wedgie she suffered on Disney World water slide. We're suing people for everything now.
How can
So it's a
Disney be
country
blamed
of
for the
litigation.
attire you chose to wear?
Don't make me get on the side of Disney now.
I'll be on the side of Disney.
Look, they
That's
were
a
up
good
her
question,
ass.
though.
They were up her ass in a way that she didn't like.
The unnamed woman visited Florida's Typhoon Lagoon.
Been there.
By
Love
the
it.
way, Typhoon
Love a typhoon.
Typhoon Lagoon also sounds like a wrestler, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there
Gentlemen.
was the wrestler Typhoon.
From parts unknown,
Yes.
height unknown,
Yes.
weight unknown. Wait, you can't tell the height or the weight.
No.
Just weight unknown. It's
Whale.
Typhoon Lagoon
It's a mystery.
Water Park in 2019 to celebrate her how old birthday? How old is this gal?
58.
8 years old.
Aunt Sally.
You guys
She
think
wanted to go.
a person in their 20s doesn't give a shit about a wedgie.
She wanted
A person in their 20s is wearing thong underwear by definition. It's
giving
a wedgie.
themselves a wedgie.
Or
It's a
no
wedgie.
underwear.
Self-inflicted.
Self-inflicted.
I'm 51. She's in her
51. Jay, what do you think?
That's when you get crazy. You want to litigate everything.
Yeah,
know.
marriage didn't work out.
46.
Who am I
46.
mad
That's
at?
we're in
What do you
this-
think? 72. All right. Okay.
Ian, don't try to be funny. Ian, be serious. This is serious.
Ian, if I'm 72 going down water slides, I'm having a good life. I'm doing great. All right. I'm doing a lot of cocaine. I'm ramming people on the
Hey,
highway.
at that point, live it.
You're having a cocktail. Are we calling it by the guy's name?
Yeah.
That combination.
Gavin.
Called the
You're having a Gavin.
God.
I'm having a brining.
GDS
I'm having a brining. All right. This woman was celebrating. Get your answers in, townies. Her 30th birthday.
That's too young. You're a bitch.
Also, too monumental of a birthday to celebrate at a water park.
Yeah, but that's hillbilly age.
I disagree.
30 is
What is
60
wrong with you?
regular.
You
30-year-old hillbilly is like a
White
Yeah, I
trash
agreed.
clown.
But if you're listening to this, Randy's changed.
So what I love about this is like it's in a police report, but they have to use the names of the waters. So it's an official report.
I bet you have been on all these slides.
And decided to go on Humunga Cowabunga.
Yeah.
Dan finished it off, all right? The park's fastest and steepest ride. Dan, you already know this. Apparently, you can reach up to speeds of how much?
40 miles per hour.
What do
Wrong.
you think?
Like
60 miles per hour.
same as an English highway.
30. Ian, what do you think?
30 miles per hour.
What does he say? 25.
60.
Okay.
60.
60. One of you is exactly right.
Okay.
I'm going to say 40.
40, you going to stay?
I mean, 60 is insane, but I'll take it.
All right, what do you say?
60.
60.
Like a
and you're
Tesla.
going to stay where you are, or you're going to go to jump into the... Okay, stand at 25. Get your answers in, townies. Apparently, you can reach up to speeds of 40 miles per hour.
There you go, Jay.
In 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So when going down the slide, so resort goers are urged to keep their legs crossed.
Yeah, they tell you there's a whole
they
thing.
tell you this.
You
at
put
the
your
thing.
arms on your
Yeah.
chest.
Nosferatu style.
And my guess is this is probably
Mummy style.
mummy style, and this is probably one of
Emo
those
tip.
where the
Emo tip.
Are you going to say it?
where the floor drops
Drops out.
out underneath you, and you're standing in.
I don't
that
think it
thing.
is that, but those are the best. Those videos, too, of the kids. And we're going to go on 3, okay?
3,
1, 2.
And the floor drops out. Oh my God. Okay. All right. In the lawsuit filed on Wednesday, September 27th, this was back in September,
Sure, yeah.
documents say that a woman followed the instructions, but, quote, she became airborne. I love that this is like she
Oh my
transformed into an airborne creature.
Oh my God.
Even Olympic divers,
Don't-
you'll see them do a little pull it out.
Yeah.
When they get before they dive and when they get out of the. This is not Disney's fault.
She became airborne. By the way, all the things you're describing are fun things that happen when you're on a water slide.
Yeah.
Dude, you see the air I got on that water
Fair.
slide?
Yeah.
Okay, so
That
she
proves you're too old to be on this slide.
bro, or have a party there.
Randy's
at
going to
this
end up being a lawyer for Disney.
Bro,
Keep up this.
I don't want to be. Bro, she became airborne at one point, making it increasingly more unlikely that her legs would be folded.
She freaked out.
She's blaming the unfolding of her legs on the
my
airborne
God.
nature of her
Yeah.
of her
Yeah,
body.
she's
Okay,
She doesn't have a case.
the based on what legal?
She's going to be lucky they give her a churro.
Isn't this a Snoop Dogg song? Wedgie was the case that
Wedgie
they
was
gave
the
me.
case they gave you.
It is exactly right.
Oscar's like, I'm citing Mariposa versus the people of the United States of America. You're quoting other
I wonder
cases.
how long she was. She flying fished it, right? She flew.
Dude.
She left her body left the slide.
Yes.
for an
Her soul
amount of
left her
time.
body, and then
soul left the body, jumped into someone else's body.
Yeah.
And now
Child's play. type
she's
of
18
action.
again. All right. The impact of her landing back down on the slide caused her swimsuit to be forcefully,
That's not even how it
painfully
works.
forced between her legs and water to be violently forced inside of her. See, I know she's like going for a sexual
Lot of money.
assault
Yeah.
here, but like, come on. The suit further claimed, like,
Disney said the douche was on us.
hey,
It's free.
she's clean.
She's
Once she crashed into the standing water at the bottom of the slide.
Crashed into the.
You mean the pool?
Right.
Like the standing water, like
the
it's just-
wading pool?
Oh,
and crashed.
right. Crashed.
once she was violently deposited into these standing waters.
Oh, you guys ever go to one of those belly crash contests?
Oh,
Jeez.
the woman suffered a painful wedgie when she went in there and caused immediate pain and bleeding.
Okay.
Well,
now
that
it's not
is
funny.
bad.
Now it's not funny. Now I
Those
feel
are-
bad about everything.
Well,
Those
hang
are
on.
hemorrhoids.
She was then taken to the hospital and treated for her injuries. Hospital.
Sure.
And ended up having to be transported to a different hospital so a specialist could see her. She is having this up. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. This
Also,
is
the bleeding could be from hitting the. If she did get airborne and came back down, there's still a part of me that goes, "There's no this slide."
this
I'm gonna
is what makes
ballpark
this
it.
awesome.
I'm gonna ballpark it. This slide's been there for close to 30 years.
Dude.
This is not action
Yeah.
park.
If
Yeah.
this could
No, yeah,
happen
that's a good point.
regularly,
Yeah.
It's on her.
She's hamming it up. And did they take her to Disney Hospital first? Because don't they have a hospital there?
They probably do have a hospital.
And the characters are like, what have we here?
Dan. Mickey Mouse is the doctor.
Yeah.
Dan.
Oh, what's wrong with you? All right, sit down right here. Oh, you don't have insurance?
Sure you fill out your paperwork.
Back to the waiting room for you.
Dr. Mickey, I'm bleeding from my arse.
I'm bleeding from my asshole, Dr. Mickey. What do I do?
Did you go on the water slide?
Have you tried the churros?
Make sure to pick up a highlight.
Anyway, she was taken to the hospital, treated for injuries, and I'm transferred to another. According to the law school,
Turn your head to the side and cough. 2 fingers are going in.
Yep, the woman had
With the glove on.
Right.
And it's a big glove. I only have 3. Don't tell Minnie I'm going in.
All right. According to the lawsuit, the woman had severe lacerations, damage to her internal organs.
What is happening?
And a hernia. Stop it. I was mad at the woman even after the documentary who said that the McDonald's coffee was too hot because I don't give a shit. She spilled it on her own lap. You clumsy
and
dumb
it's
fuck.
coffee. It's got to be hot.
It's going to be hot. I don't care.
Hot.
I don't care.
She ordered a hot coffee.
You ordered a hot coffee. You spilled it on your legs. You're a dummy.
All right.
This woman's a dummy.
In light of this, she's suing Disney for not warning slide users of the risks of the water slide and for not providing her or others with protective swimwear.
I have a question.
No.
Can I raise my hand for
They have to stop rewarding these people, though. Go ahead.
Dan has
Are we 100% sure that she didn't have a hernia before?
I mean, this might have aggravated her.
That's what I'm saying. This sounds like I
I
don't
went
want anything bad to
snowboarding,
happen to
fell down.
anybody. I don't want
No,
somebody
I
to
don't
get
want
hurt
her to
super
be
bad or any of this
hurt.
stuff.
No.
However, it still seems crazy to me.
She's like,
that
I'm
after how many years this
So,
slide's
Dan,
around, that this slide could harm a person's way that
I
doesn't
see
show
where
up
you're
with
going.
a pre-existing condition.
Dan, I see where you're going. You're like, these are the lawyers' closing arguments for did it. So,
well, you also know
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, may I present to you
Why
this
is he from
theory.
Louisiana?
May I present to
sweating.
you this?
Foghorn Leghorn?
It is so hot in this here courtroom.
What was this?
May I
what was this
present
lawyer's
to
name?
you?
Do you
Steve
remember?
Harvey?
No, what was this lawyer's name?
Yeah.
God, he used to have a name. We did a story about it. You remembered it. You would say his name.
Ronald T. Justice.
Yes.
My name is Ronald T. Justice.
The real lawyer that we had on.
Yeah. Let me tell
I
you.
may not be from the big city.
Yeah. But he's like caveman lawyer. I don't understand your ways on water slides, but
Yeah.
let me say,
Oh, Phil Hartman.
your whole
wild.
thing was, and I think I see where you're going with this, is that maybe that woman over there is trying to get Disney to pay for her hernia operation.
Could be.
Pre-existing.
Now look,
And
if
you-
it is a slide, shut it down.
And you know there's signs everywhere saying blah blah blah. If you have a heart condition, there's
careful.
there's signs everywhere.
Yes.
Go
You must
enter at
be
your
this
own
mess-
risk.
You must be
Even
this drunk
at
to ride.
Disney, they say if you get hit by a foul ball, it's on you, and that's at Disney.
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
we have to stop rewarding these people.
All right, so
I hope this ends well.
We're going to find out
too.
how much the suit is later. But Unilad has contacted Walt Disney Parks and Resorts for comment. While this woman didn't enjoy her experience at the park, one person who never failed to have a good time at Disney World was Dave McPherson.
Enter Dave McPherson.
Who was a lifetime ticket holder. Since getting the ticket...
Wait, I hope it's this guy being like, look, sorry for her.
Let me talk about this.
Or him going, sorry for her, but that was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like
I've been coming to the park for 78 years, and this is the first time I've laughed. So
I own a Camaro with a T-top. No one needs
I made
to
him
know
very
that.
old.
I love that.
Since getting the ticket at what age? When did he get the lifetime ticket?
Wait, hold on. We are cutting
Now
to
into
another guy.
Dave McPherson.
So they're like, oh, too bad for her. One person who
She
happens
didn't
to
have
have
a
a
good time,
great
but-
time.
We made a sharp right.
One person who definitely did have a good time was Dave McPherson.
Was this in court? Was this part of the
I know.
court? They
I
had
bet-
this guy here, and they just cut to
Bring him
him.
in.
Or sometimes at the end of these stories, they'll be like, here's another paragraph to get me over the
Okay.
1,000 words.
I don't
So
know how
when-
they got to him. So he got the ticket. I want you to say, how old was he when he got the lifetime ticket? And
13.
He was 13 when he got it. And when did he get it? What year did he get the lifetime ticket?
Well, I assume he
13 in 1972.
Okay. What do you think?
15 in 1985.
What do you think?
Oh man, I would say he got it when he was 10 years old in 1965.
Okay.
I think I'm the closest.
How old, Ian? 12 in 70. Okay. Get your answers in, Townies, because Dave McPherson, lifetime ticket holder, got the ticket at age 22 back in 1955.
Wow.
Dave visited
That's like near opening day.
That's cool, man.
Dave visited the California resort every year to get his money's worth up until the time of his passing. In
They're all
2018.
regretting giving those out way back then.
Like, we shouldn't have done that,
This
right?
guy's taking
Although he
advantage of
didn't keep a hold of his admission ticket, he held on to the complimentary card that came with it. Back then, folks would pay for admission and then buy books of tickets for various. How is this article going?
Because they got a word quota to hit.
Yeah, I don't know what
Or it's
happened
written by
to admission.
AI.
Look at this. Folks would pay admission and then buy books of tickets for various attractions. I don't know what happened to that admission ticket for which I paid. How much did he pay for that admission?
For a
And
lifetime
he's dead.
Yeah.
This is an interview from before he
lifetime
died.
admission ticket, he probably paid $1,000.
In
back.
1955?
Yes.
He
You could buy
said-
a house for $12,000.
Oh, I
bet he
disagree. I bet you paid $250 bucks. And even that seems high.
I'm going to say $100.
What do
I
you
like
think?
that guess. 1955, lifetime.
Lifetime.
A house costs
It might even be less.
$250.
It might even
I
be
agree
less.
with you.
A house costs $250.
It might be less.
$3,000. Oh my God. He paid $1 is what he
Yeah.
said.
See?
Yeah.
Each year he would receive
That's
a
very
new
cool.
form of the ticket. Dave said before his passing, each January I eagerly await the arrival of next installment of the pass, which is then good for another year at any Disney park, and I have received those annual passes since 1955. That's the end of the article.
That's very cool.
What is happening? Here's the last thing. We'll get out of here on this. This gal and her husband are asking for over how much money
Okay, this is what I was going to say.
from the Disney World?
I
in
wouldn't be
damages?
surprised if Disney was like, look, we don't want anybody to get hurt on any of our rides. Also, they're Disney. They don't give a shit. They'll pay for all the
pay
medical bills and everything. Beyond that, I wouldn't be... Just personally,
Don't ask for more money.
Yes, exactly.
Don't ask for more
I'd be
money.
like, hey, make sure I'm right. Make sure I don't have a...
Just take care
long
of with a
condition.
thing.
They can't pay out because they can't set a precedent.
They don't.
Because everyone's going to be doing
Now
this.
who's thinking like a Disney lawyer? All right, so how much are they asking for?
The people?
Yeah.
Oh, $10 million.
$10 million? What do you
Minimum.
think?
$100 million.
Minimum.
What do you think?
$2 million.
100 to get 10.
Yeah, 100 to get 10. 100 to
$2
get
million.
$2 million to get what?
$250,000.
And you say $10 million to get what?
a million?
They're thinking 10. They're stupid. They're thinking 10 to get 10. They'll settle for
They're
one.
thinking 10
They
to
want
get 10.
They want
You're
to.
right.
They want to get away with $1 million.
Right.
What do you think? $2 million. Okay. Get your answers in, Townies. We'll get out of here on this.
$1 billion.
We'll take a break.
$1.
I hate
then-
them so much.
Hold on, I'm going to pass this down to Jay. And then we will we'll tell you what we have going on as Jay's reaching for this. Okay. This couple asked for $50,000. That's it.
That's all they're
That's it.
That's going to barely cover medical bills, if at all.
There's no medical bills. They just want the money.
They just want the money. She's going to be fine. She's going to live with that hernia. That's it. All right, there you go. That was story number 2. A really fun run, a wedgie on a water slide. This is so great. Oscar Nunez is with us. Jay and I will tell you what we have going on. Jay, just give us a little tease of what we're going to hear in segment 3.
This is some shit.
Okay, great. We'll be right back with more Dumb People Town right after this.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
So I'm packing for a trip recently, Jay.
Yeah.
And I start to put my clothes out and lay them out. And you know what I realized?
Everything is from Faraday?
Everything is from Faraday.
Why?
All my pants, the movement pants, the chinos.
The movement chinos are the best pants, like one of the best like wardrobe pieces I've ever put into my wardrobe.
I've worn them on stage. They look so great. I got the navy, I got the khaki, and I got the gray.
So
and I
I've
wear
worn
them on-
those. I've worn those out to a nice function with a jacket.
Right.
I've worn those to play golf in. I've worn them on stage, and I've worn them here on this podcast. They're great in every scenario.
Stretchy, comfortable.
The Legend sweater, flannels, and all those things. Love.
And now I get into the summertime season when I'm wearing all of the flowered shirts, and
bathing
the short
shirts,
sleeve-
bathing suits,
the
the
all-day
shirts.
shorts.
They're part of all of our fits. They're part of everything that we wear when we're
So
out.
this season, I love they're reintroducing the movement sweaters, which are your ultimate layering sweater, versatile, lightweight. They have Cool Max Tech, which keeps you cool and comfortable all day. Plus, they've got new colors and the best-selling Movement 5-pocket pant, which I just got that too in green, and I always wear that pant, so it's amazing.
Unbelievable. All right, so for listeners of our show, Faraday Brand is offering 20% off your first order when you enter the promo code 20DPT at checkout. Go to FaradayBrand.com/TPT. Check them out, 20DPT at checkout. Support them because they support us.
They're amazing, and I guarantee you, once you get the clothes, you're going to be telling everyone else about them. You will refer a friend.
Or people will say, hey, where'd you get get that cool rugby shirt. I want that. And then you'll be like, it's Faraday.
It's Faraday, baby.
I found about him through Dumb People Town. It's the smartest thing you'll do.
Guys, I want to talk about the best gift we ever gave our mother for Mother's Day.
best
The
Same
gift that still keeps giving.
Same, like to my grandma. Too.
Jay and I
gave
we
her
were
a great
just in
gift.
Minneapolis, and we were just throwing out first pitches at
And
the
you
game.
want to share that moment?
We shared all those pictures with our mom and the
best.
skylight frame that is sitting in her living room, and so she sees all the up-to-date pictures
She
that
gets
we
a little
take.
ding when a new one goes
Yeah,
in.
it's great.
It goes into the rotation. She understands the latest things that are happening in our lives. It's a great way
Dude,
to
it happens
just
to me on the
share it.
road. I was just up north a little bit. I sent stuff to Rosemary, and then I go, hey, did you see my photos? She goes, yeah, I saw the little thing saying I had new photos because it alerts her on the screen.
It's the best.
She absolutely loves it. Anyone can send photos to the frame in just seconds. You can do it via email
It's
or
the
the app.
easiest, or
it's such a
text.
great way to keep in touch with your family and friends. It's simple to use. Setup takes less than 60 seconds. Even the least tech savvy, that might be Rosemary.
It might be our mom
can
too.
use
Yes.
it. And it looks like a real photo frame, so it adds just a beautiful touch room. You don't feel like you have this huge monitor just like sitting out. It's absolutely wonderful. It's 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't love your skylight, they'll offer you a full refund. And as a special limited time offer for our listeners, you can get 15% off your purchase of a skylight frame when you go to skylightframe.com/DPT.
That's Skylight, SKYLIGHTFRAME.com/DPT. Mother's Day.
coming up or right around the corner.
We got your gift on
the
lock.
best gift you can give your mom. 15% off your purchase at skylightframe.com/DPT.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, gang, welcome back to the show. Before we get into this last story, we should let people know that I believe when this drops, we are going to be in Salt Lake City, and that's like the 17th and 18th of May at Jordan Landing Wise Guys. I'm very excited to come back and do that club. Jay Shander-Sekar was just there this past month. So they have good
At
people
Jordan
out there.
Landing?
Yeah,
Nice.
Jordan Landing. And then we'll be in Houston at the fantastic Secret Group. I love that place. Dan loves that place too.
June 21st, 22nd.
Going to be a blast. So supersklars.com, and then we have more Taggets and all that other fun stuff happening. And other good stuff on the way that we can't tell you about now, but we will tell you about in the future. I hate being so cryptic, but just got to follow
You're
the
cryptic.
rules.
I'm also going to tell about my good things in the future too. Oscar, when you go back, you tell about your good things.
In the
things
future.
In the future. So we'll do that. All right, Jay, let's jump into this.
This is sent in by Matt Friedman at Not Your Average Matt. Thank
You guys, before you,
Above average.
you guys, maybe I should have. missed
it.
I worked at Disneyland.
You did?
Yeah, when I first moved.
What'd you do?
Disneyland.
Land.
Not World.
Where did you do?
Dinner theater.
Did you perform? And
Yeah.
was it fun?
Yes, it was.
Do you remember any of the songs? Or I'm assuming it's a
It was Aladdin's Oasis.
Yeah.
So, but my character did not appear in the movie. He was Hazan the Magnificent, and I would go around and bother people while they were eating.
So you get to be funny and improvise with
yes,
them.
yes.
Why is he ordering this?
Yes, a young man. One day you will strike gold, and by the looks of your nails, you started digging already.
Hey!
Stuff
Got
like
him.
that.
Got his ass.
Did you write the jokes, or did they give you a list of
They
like
gave
insults?
they gave you a list, and then some you made up. That one I made up,
That's a good
and they
one.
weren't crazy about it because
They
they,
were
don't
like,
want
hey.
you hurting the person. I'm like, that's a joke. It's not saying the kid's dirty.
Dirt under his fingernails.
Yeah, that was a controversial one because I'd keep they stop saying that one. I'm like, no, I'll never
stop
You cannot tell the great Hazan,
Artistic integrity, baby.
who is actually Oscar Nunez.
All right, here we go. Ohio attorney suspended over pooping in a Pringles can and leaving it in a parking lot.
Just
That's the whole story.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to go into the story. I think
Once
that's
you
pretty-
poop, you can't stoop. Stop.
suspended. Well, obviously he got caught.
motion to strike.
Poop in a can to put in the parking lot. Right?
The Ohio. Oh, here we go. Is that a Joni Mitchell?
That
song?
is a Joni Mitchell.
Okay. The Ohio Supreme Court.
Oh, I love it.
Why did it go
This
there?
went up to the Ohio Supreme Court, a swing state.
Yep.
That's dumb.
All the way up to the Supreme Court.
I can't.
Suspended an attorney. They suspended him.
Yeah, he's not done.
How did he get caught? Why did he get caught?
He defecated into a Pringles potato chip can. Once
That
you
is-
poop, you just can't
it's
stoop.
stupid.
But who
That's what
knows
I
this?
said.
How did
I said that already.
I know.
is no one listening to me?
Yes.
How do we know this happened?
Because
Well,
someone
Probably
said,
because he
"Here's-
put it- he
hey,
probably
look,
put it
Continue,
on-
continue.
there's a Pringles can.
Put it on
mean,
Instagram.
This is a fetish, right? Like, this is definitely a fetish.
I think this is a threat. You're like, don't you
to the
park
place?
in my
Guys,
parking
why is
lot
this not
anymore.
possible? It's a fucking emergency.
I don't know.
All right.
who defecated into a Pringles potato chip can and then tossed it into a parking lot of a crime victim advocacy center.
Oh, so he's an asshole.
No.
Oh, that's a message.
no.
Randy is right.
I was right. This is a threat.
Oh no!
What an odd container choice.
Can anyone take a joke?
I mean, it just shows his accuracy. I hope he was that accurate when he threw it into the thing.
He's a terrible man.
What an odd.
Yeah.
He decided in his car he needed to
I've
shit.
said this before. I think stacks are better than Pringles.
You're not wrong.
Lay's stacks.
I did a blind taste
It's a
test.
thicker chip.
Stacks.
With
It's a
all my
thicker chip.
Is he a prosecutor?
He's
a prostitute.
borderline prostitute, criminal defense attorney.
Oh,
Criminal defense
attorney.
So he threw it in the parking lot of an advocacy center for victims, crime victims.
Oh my God, this guy's unbelievable.
Criminal defense,
and only suspended.
What?
he's a criminal defense attorney. Jack A. Blakesey's conduct called into question his fitness to practice law.
Yeah.
Did it call that into question, or did it in
I think
some
this
ways
disqualifies you.
You should be disbarred for this. I'm sorry.
Well, let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Blakesey's defense.
Let's see what these advocacy groups did.
This is his defense. I guess he wanted to see if he could defend himself.
That's right.
He said he didn't target anyone, but had a habit of putting his feces in Pringles cans and randomly throwing them from his car.
Not true. Not
You had
true.
a habit of that?
A habit of it.
I don't know what's worse, the truth or your lie.
Dan, it is a fetish.
This is the thing.
It is a fetish.
When you got caught of a big deal, you have to admit to a smaller deal to negate the bigger. So you go, look, I didn't do this on purpose. Do I
wish it
poop
was-
in Pringles cans a
so
lot?
I
Yes.
wish
Am
it
I
was
proud to admit it?
pee.
No.
Your Honor, I was never potty trained. I don't know how to use a toilet.
This
Hey,
is my toilet.
This
All
is
right.
my toilet.
I wish it was pee, because then you can say he was pee bargaining.
All right,
my
here we go.
God.
Who's poop arguing? Okay, he claimed that he pulled the Pringles prank at least how many times?
Well,
that
see, now
Let's
this
call
is
it a
him.
prank.
It's a
then.
prank.
It's a prank.
It's fun.
We're all having a good time.
This is
It's
how-
fun.
This is litigating. This is how you get.
This is how you start
the
minimizing your crime.
Yes,
I
this is
label it
this
as a
is-
prank. The jury
Exactly.
will hear it
this
as
is
a
a
prank.
way to half
Motion
step
to
to a
strike.
false equivalency.
Motion to
Once
strike.
you've introduced it as a prank,
Motion
then
to
you just
strike.
get to keep
We
referring
should have
it.
gone to law school.
Did I
Motion to
stalk the
strike.
woman? Yeah,
Yes.
I pulled that prank where I follow someone closely
You know
behind who
that,
I don't
like,
know.
Kutcher did it all the time.
Weird. Your Honor, in my defense, the poop in the box. Ding, 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 ding. My own creation, Your Honor. Keep turning.
I
You'll
did
have
it.
a laugh.
How many
so
times?
fun.
How many times did he claim
17
did this
times.
prank? This in a year?
17.
That he got caught? Or
No, that he
or they
did
went-
the prank.
They went
He's like,
back.
I've done this how many times?
Your Honor, I've done this countless. Does he know for sure? That
He does a
gives a
number.
number.
He gives a number.
Yeah, and I've done this 23 times.
23, 17,
What do you
three.
think? Three.
3?
20.
20 times. Get your answers in. He said he did it 10 times that year.
That's still
That
two
year.
Round of a number.
That
Two
year.
round of a number in
That
that
year.
year. All right.
That I know of.
Round
At
of
least
the-
10 times. So it could have been what all of you said.
know.
But the court didn't buy it. And Blakesey purposely chose the Haven of Hope in Cambridge as his quote unquote drop zone.
Oh, yeah.
Surveillance video captured the incident on November of 2021.
Him pooping and then throwing?
Throwing. Blakesey had known the Victim Advocates Center.
I mean, listen, when
victim
someone does a
advocates-
beautiful piece of art, we call that a Banksy. When someone does this, you call it a Blakesy.
All right. Blakesey had known the victims' advocates at the center for years and was scheduled to see them in court in 15 minutes after the Pringles deposit.
See him in court after the Pringles deposit.
At the time, Blakesey was representing someone accused in a capital murder case.
Yeah.
He's just trying to.
He's just
Put
trying
some
to
It's blowing off steam.
He's
threat.
an asshole.
Threat. I said it was a threat from the beginning.
You're
I
right.
mean, he is the definition of an asshole.
It's a defecation of an asshole.
And it is a threat. It is a
It
threat.
is a threat. The court decided to suspend Blakesey from the practice of law for how many years?
I hope forever.
God.
But you know what?
15 years?
That's long.
How many years? 1 year.
3 again.
1 year.
1 year?
I said 15.
2 of you are right.
1 year. That's it.
That's it. 1 year with 6 months of suspension stayed.
Like he's already
This guy's
served.
already
He's
back
half
into-
done.
He's half done.
Blakesey of Caldwell has been an attorney since what year? How long has this guy been an attorney?
1989.
Ooh, I was gonna go 87.
Do it.
2000.
How about 1976?
Oh my God!
The
This
year
guy.
that our country turned 200.
He's a grown man.
He's starting to do that like old people.
Your Honor,
weird-
was the problem the
old
container?
people
Because I can
weird
switch
shit.
containers. I can put it
do
in something else.
I call that a ducentennial.
Okay. He had no prior disciplinary action against him. In determining what punishment to mete out, the court relied on a previous ruling involving, quote, the naked photographer, unquote, an Ohio
show.
House GOP caucus attorney who photographed more than 30 women as he flashed them.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my God! Come on.
Steve Lennon
Ohio.
was indefinitely suspended in
Thank
2006
you.
for that conduct, and he pleaded guilty to 53 misdemeanor offenses. He got his law license restored in 2014.
I love that
How does he get it restored?
I love that your article is also taking a left turn at the end.
Yes.
To be like, here's another
There's
guy.
another guy in Ohio who did this. What are we doing?
The court also relied on a punishment in the case of Scott Blauvelt.
Oh God!
We're triple dipping on these people.
Not Scott.
Scott, not Blauvelt. This is not the Blauvelt.
A
crimes.
Butler County
the Blauvelt
attorney.
I know.
A Butler County attorney. What is it with Ohio attorneys?
It's crazy.
With a history of public indecency. Blauvelt was indefinitely suspended in 2022.
Oh my God!
That's the story. There you
my
go.
God.
He pooped in a Pringles can as intimidation. Who
You know,
said
all that
intimidation?
stuff in the movie Catch Me If You Can, and you're like, how did he?
How did he? There you
I think
go.
in Ohio,
You can just
kinda
do
just
whatever.
be a lawyer.
So,
Ohio is Florida without the coastline.
Without
Or
the
the alligators.
publications.
publications. Without the publications.
with more pooping in Pringles cans. I'll say this about
Say
Ohio.
it.
It is impossible to get disbarred in Ohio.
Almost I defy you.
I defile you. I defile you. All right, there you go.
I defecate you.
That's the
defecate.
show. Oscar Nunez, thank you so much for
We
coming
did
by and
it.
doing
We
it.
did it. We
did
Your
it.
nephew was amazing, lending us a professional.
Thank you, Ian.
quiz.
Look at him over there.
He's wonderful. We can't see him, but just know that he's off camera, feeding us beautiful insider information.
Professional.
from the police force.
It's a pro.
We love you guys, and oh shit, we got to get back to work. Bye, y'all.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.